Melanated family, happy to be back, man. Brand new episode of the Melanated Convo podcast. I'm your brother Harrison. Happy to be with the family today. And of course, I got my ace boom coon.
What's up, y'all?
One of my day one homeboys, one of my friends from my childhood. You feel me? Always trying to make sure I keep them on the show with me. We always have great conversations outside of this show. So bringing them on here only makes sense to me. So everybody, please welcome my homeboy JB to the show. How you doing, Jerry?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing, man? What's going on?
What's up, family? My brother JB on the show today. And today, look, family, we're going to get it in, man. We got some interesting news topics we're going to discuss. You know what I mean? We're going to talk a little bit of sports. We're going to talk about Jamie Foxx. We're going to talk about Breonna Taylor's killer, one of her killers being released. That's something interesting that we're going to speak about. But let's get into it, family. Also, make sure, right? I appreciate everybody who's bought one of the Melanated Convo podcast shirts. Everybody who's bought one of the Melanated State of Mind shirts. These are the two shirts that I currently have for my brand. Go to melanatedconvopod at Gmail. This shirt comes in several different colors. If you go to my website, you can see the colors. Like I said, I'm still getting the website together for the family. This shirt comes in gray like you see it here and in white. This is the Melanated Convo Pod tee. Support your boy, man. If you've been rocking with the podcast, pay attention to everything I do. You know, branding is really important. So,
do we have any of those Melanated family ones left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have them in all colors. We have that shirt in black. We have that shirt in white. We have that shirt in gray. You know what I mean? We have that shirt in white and black. So support the family, man. Go to melanatedconvopod at Gmail or go to my Instagram account, Melanated Convo 100 at Instagram. DM me the size and color you want. I can ship it to you. If you in SAC, I'll bring it to you. Also, Precision Design Studios. Precision Design Studios. If you know somebody who needs shirts made, these shirts that I make for the show, if you know somebody that need a bulk order of shirts for a birthday party, for the brand that they're creating, for a funeral, for any event that you have and you think you may need shirts, we can make these shirts in bulk. Really great prices. We can make these shirts in bulk. If you need a t-shirt design, because not only can I make the shirt for you, but I can also design the logo. So if you have a logo idea or a brand or something that you're starting and you need a logo for it, we can make the logo and put it on the shirt for you. Again, that's Precision Design Studio. Go to Precision Design Studio 47 at Gmail. Send me an email about the order that you want. Again, hit me on Instagram as well if you have questions or want to place an order. 916-202-6684 is my number for serious business inquiries only. So if you need a shirt design, if you need a logo design, even if you need a flyer design, I also do flyers. You feel me? So everybody, please tap into that, support a black business. Now let's get everything going, man.
Yeah, so.
Now, so first thing I want to do, I want to get this out of the way before me and my boy JB get started. The brother Jamie Foxx, who has been like a giant in the entertainment business over the past 20 years. So this brother not only is a great actor, he is a great comedian. He is a great musician. Yes. Like, to me, this is one of the only brothers who's been able to conquer being a A-list movie star, drop a great comedy special, and make a platinum album. You know what I mean? Now. So this is one of the most talented brothers.
Wow.
In the last 25, 30 years, just to be honest. Maybe the most talented. Yeah, when Jamie Foxx is done, national treasure. They may just say he is the most talented brother that we've seen from our genre, from the black community, just to be honest. That's my opinion, you know what I mean? But this brother has been going through a health scare. Like, there's been some medical complications. Supposedly, I think he was in Houston shooting a movie or some state. Don't hold me to that. Atlanta or Houston? He's
in the last hospital right now.
That could be where the movie was doing, because he was filming a movie or doing some production. He had a health scare. Now, nobody is saying what the health scare was, right? Nobody is saying his family, like we see sometimes, didn't come out and say he's sick from pneumonia or he's suffering from this particular ailment. That didn't happen. And who knows why the family not going there. But I just hope the brother gets better. Like you just mentioned, he's one of the black treasures in our community.
He really is. He really is. And you know what? The interesting thing is, when you are as famous as Jamie is, you don't have to tell nobody nothing. We got to wait till you're ready to talk about it.
Yeah.
And that kind of power he has and wields and earned, we got to wait. But yeah, you know, a lot of speculation coming out. I hope my man is all right.
I hope Jamie Foxx is all right.
Come bounce back, brother, whatever it is, and tell us about it when you got a chance. That's all I have. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. And so hopefully everybody send their prayers out to the brother Jamie Foxx. He's going through a health scare. He's been in the hospital. It was. I began to feel it was somewhat serious, Jared, because a lot of celebrities were weighing in, right? So if I got pneumonia or just exhaustion or something simple, I don't know if all celebrities who hear about it is going to be weighing in so heavy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so a lot of them been weighing in like, this is my brother telling stories about growing up with him or growing up in the industry with him. You feel me? And I'm like, damn.
It just would be, I mean, I just don't, you really want to speculate on people's lives, what's going on with
exactly.
them. We're not sure. But this man right here, we need him around because what he does is bring light and joy. Like I was saying, I remember I first watched The Living Color with Wanda when I first seen Jaime.
Yeah.
And I could not believe how funny this dude was.
Yeah, and Ray, and probably one of my favorite. The Soloist is dope. Gosh, I was on the way here, Jared. I was thinking about my favorite Jamie Foxx movie, and I was like, damn, they were missing me. I knew about Ray. Ray came to mind instantly.
Held up. Not his best work.
But it was funny. It was funny. Like a hood classic. Yeah. Any Given Sunday.
Come on.
Any Given Sunday.
Willie Beeman.
I keep the ladies.
Come on, man. That was the movie. Him and L got into it, boy.
He did. In real life. They got this in real life shit. But the brother has showed us a great amount of range. So hopefully the brother Jamie Foxx get better. Oh, and real quick, before I leave the Jamie Foxx topic, the media, man, like the internet is a crazy goddamn place. But because nobody said anything about what's happening to him specifically, if you go online, when I was doing a little research for this topic, if you go online, Jared, it's saying that the brother said somebody trying to kill him, and I wasn't able to find this, but it was saying that he said himself that somebody was trying to kill him. It was rumors that somebody said Puffy was trying to do something to him. It's just a weird world that we live in now, because I seen a YouTube video that was documenting this shit like it was fact.
Like it was fact.
Without stating any facts, without stating any sources. You know what I mean?
The internet is like a dirty train wall that people just write stuff on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of these people who are reading it, they don't know no better. So
that's why it's dangerous. News. I think that's why it's dangerous. I think when you know better and you really care about what you're reading, you'll do your due diligence to do some more research. Like make sure the source that you're getting it from is credible.
Come on now.
Like there's a lot of things you can do. You know what I mean? Everybody don't do that. Sometimes people don't have the time in their mind to decipher if what I'm reading is true or not. So be aware of that, man, because I can only imagine being a celebrity or somebody of influence and some simple shit happened to me. In the world is just speculating like it's fact.
You see why Chadwick didn't say nothing about his situation. R.I.P. to Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
You see, he didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Until the end, we found out. But that makes sense to me though. And as a celebrity, you don't want everybody to know what you're going through.
True, but the fucked up part about it is you can't hide from it almost, because I remember when that brother was sick before we knew what was going on. He was in a wheelchair, and the paparazzi got to him while he was in a wheelchair, going to the hospital, coming from the doctor, something like that. And they tore him up. Like, oh, look at him looking sick. But, it was a little bit of real shit, but there was a lot of jokes in there. Because that's just how the internet give it up. You know what I mean? Like, oh, look at Black Panther and all this stupid shit. And then when we find out the brother is terminally ill, the temperature kind of changes. But that's just the nature of the internet. You know what I mean? So hopefully the brother Jamie Foxx gets better. Everybody keep him in your prayers. Now, next topic. Me and JB, right? Me and JB from Sacramento. We live in Sacramento, from Sacramento. And it's interesting because the Sacramento Kings, after 17 years, I think it was.
17 years.
Became a formidable team again.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. It's a rebirth happening.
A rebirth happening. Yes. And I'm all for it. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm not the biggest sports fan the way I used to be, just deeply entrenched in it.
Why is that?
You know what? I'm more of a casual fan now. I think the NBA in particular, because I watch NFL more now, just even though I'm an ex-basketball player, you know what I mean? The NBA turned me off when the rules changed a little bit. The Steph Curry era came, and I appreciate Steph Curry. Like, this is the best shooter in our lifetime. This is the best three-point shooter we've ever seen. They mention it a lot, but that's definitely real shit, right?
Period.
But when the game changed and it became more of a shooter's game, a lot of young players coming in the game, that shit became kind of boring to me, bro. The ticky-tack fouls of the NBA,
the superstar love.
It became at one point, the NBA became too much to me. And I was like, fuck this shit. I'd rather watch a goddamn Netflix special.
And the legalization of gambling in sports is so hypocritical.
Very hypocritical.
It's so stinking hypocritical. And it also makes you think, oh, who do these refs work for? Because some of these calls,
the one ref, Donahue, we seen the Netflix special about that one ref who coincidentally enough, the Sacramento Kings back in the day, when they was playing the Lakers, it came out that this ref, something Donahue was his name.
Tim Donahue. He called about 40 more fouls for the Lakers than he did for the Kings.
See?
40 more. What does that do? Free throws.
So when people talk about cheating in sports, I personally feel at this point, it would be difficult to get a player to cheat unless he's really struggling financially, or maybe he not a superstar. But I'm thinking like the superstars and the dudes who make a difference in the game, they're getting so much money.
Why?
I don't know if they would personally cheat, but the referee
who works 6 months out of the year, y'all,
ain't a millionaire.
All right, maybe $200,000 they making a year, maybe $300,000.
He not a millionaire, so you put him in a position where, look, I'll give you a few million to cheat three or four games in a row.
This team loses this game.
And NBA calls at this point are so arbitrary that it will be difficult because we'll have games as a fan where you'll watch and say, what was that call? I think he cheating, whatever. Yeah. But really, in every game, it's about 20 calls, Jared.
And back to one of the points you made earlier, as far as football, basketball, I think I watch basketball a little bit more because of the black head coaches on the sidelines. There's so many more.
More black coaches in the NBA,
way more.
The NFL.
Exactly. So
I got you.
That's the thing with that. But I agree with you 100% about the foul calls. And the NFL rubs me the wrong way for those reasons, because you can have a 90% black team, but you always got to have a white guy bossing them around. That's
the reality of sports. And something else I forgot to mention, like me backing away from sports or professional sports to a degree, just the monopolization of black bodies. That became a part of it too. Like looking at the draft and looking at the combine, looking at how these black men are treated, and then we get all these instances where they show us that they don't give a fuck about us.
And when do they call white athletes freaks or beasts?
They don't.
When they call them, he's a freak of nature. He's a beast out there. You've never heard about a white.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's some African shit. So I know for a lot of people, sports aren't that deep, but that's just how I began to think. So it began to be difficult for me just to watch sports. And you looking at the fact that they could be cheating. You looking at the fact that the game is changing with the rules, the how they formulated the rules now, where they're calling all these goddamn fouls. But in the 90s, I don't mean to sound old and shit, but in the 90s, I'm not gonna lie, I appreciated that game more. It seemed being physical, like that was the kind of basketball player that I was. So the ticky-tack fouls, now they've created a whole genre of flopping. Like flopping isn't just a word. They don't even call it flopping.
You can get fined now for flopping.
Really? I know that.
For putting too much on, you can get fined.
That's good. But
and another thing real quick, my brother, how they police white and black sports. Okay, you can fight in hockey.
Yeah.
All right, it's encouraged. They have goons on the team.
Yeah.
You can fight in baseball. Both teams can the dugouts.
Yeah.
Okay. Basketball, if you look at somebody wrong, you get suspended. Football, you got the most aggressive sport.
I think
you can't touch each other in football outside of the play.
Yeah.
It's just look at what I'm telling y'all about the policing of sports and how that mirrors society.
It mirrors society like a motherfucker. And I think David Stern, like the NBA, when they begin to institute like I think they removed the physical play in the fights because they wanted to appeal to a different audience.
You want to expand demographic.
They wanted to expand the demographic. The players, the black players, began coming to the game, i.e. Allen Iverson, with tattoos, with entourage, cornrows, damn near looking like rappers. They said, nah, you niggas got to wear suits. You got to tighten it up to a degree. And I'm not going to lie, to me, that's you asking for the black athlete, you asking for our prowess, you asking for who we are, but you don't want everything that come with it.
That's what I said. Suits, give me the fines.
That's what
I ain't wearing no suit.
That's what professional sports has continually showed us. We want your black gorilla ass on this court or field, but we don't want nothing else that comes with your culture. We want to make a part of this business. And that's disingenuous to me when without us, nobody would watch your sports. Talking about basketball, football specifically.
And then come down to the fact of policing even dances after a man scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
So you're telling this man he can't even celebrate after he puts his life on the line to entertain you, but now he wants to celebrate the end zone with his brothers and he can't.
This is to me, Jared. This is nigga. Don't be proud. Take your winnings. Take whatever you did good, lower your head, and get out of here. Because when we see a white boy, we got all these white tight ends. We got a lot of we got white boys in sports who give it up after they score, or they are a little flamboyant.
Travis Kelce, my boy,
and they get praised for it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you look at a sport and it's pretty much all black, it's the way I think now, bro. It's just difficult for me to ignore a lot of this shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, you want about our Kings real quick, right?
Yes. Keep going with the Kings.
So check it out. We're building something right here. We drew the Warriors this round. Oh, my bad. The thing I like about this team is Mike Brown's the coach of the year. He came from the Warriors. He knows their system.
I heard that.
Our owner, Vivette Singh, I believe, is a really, really good owner. He cares. De'Aaron Fox is a star. Not going to be a superstar. Sabonis got to work on his game. He's very nice. He's an all-star. My point to y'all is we shouldn't be so let down because we got beat by the Warriors. Because I was, I'm a diehard fan. Took them 7 games. We're building something. Look forward to next year and us trying to make this a destination to land some big names.
That's true. Well, I think
it can happen for sure.
Sure, and destination is always key. Like people wanting to come to Sacramento just because of the surroundings. That'll be a challenge.
Yes,
but I think De'Aaron Fox is on his way to being a superstar. But what Stephen Curry showed him is there's levels to this.
It's levels.
There's levels to this.
He got chips. Player. Steph got chips. He's the best shooter we ever seen.
He got experience. So De'Aaron Fox, and we've seen guys, Jared, get to a pinnacle on their team where the Kings had a magnificent season.
Great season.
Right?
Best season we had in 17 years ago.
And sometimes I think what you learn in professional sports is you may get to the promised land damn near with a great season, and then you may not get back for 4 years.
Right.
You may not get back for 6 years. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say too, I just love what the playoffs does to the city. I just love the energy that the team going further than we have in 17 years does to the city. Very, very, very kumbaya, high-fiving strangers in the street energy. Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I was telling somebody, NBA teams don't have to go to the NBA franchises, corporations, what they is. They don't have to go to the playoffs to be profitable. No. From my opinion, a lot of owners don't give a shit about winning like that. Because if I sell out the arenas, a lot of people are there every night. Winning is arbitrary. We gonna make the money. As a businessman, I'll make my money. I think it's a certain type of owner who say, I'm gonna take a chance. I love this game, and I want to win in this shit. You know what I mean? Right. So you put the pieces in play to do that. But De'Aaron Fox is maybe a couple years away, in my opinion, from being in a position, because when you disappear like this, you begin to create a stigma for yourself. Nobody gonna forget this shit because you can play good all regular season. If you get to the playoffs and choke up a little bit, nobody gonna forget that shit.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. I mean, we have to. I think he really played a really good game. I'm just saying he played a great series, great year.
He did.
I think that Game 7. I think that a part of us, we were a little too happy to win Game 6. So we got a little too excited, a little too high, and the Warriors had to remind everybody that they're the defending champions. And they came out and jumped on us. Yeah. They came out and jumped on. We couldn't make no shots. Another thing, I know everybody, I love basketball, but nobody's Steph Curry. Stop shooting so many 3-pointers.
That's a part of the reason why I don't like the game now. Yeah.
Go to the rim. You know how many, every team is shooting 45, 50 points a game now.
That's a part of the reason why I
come on.
Stop watching basketball.
Attack the rim. You're 7 foot tall.
Even going to games, a game, just watching all the jump shots, I'm like, God damn. Attack the basket. I want to see somebody get dunked on. You know what I mean? Yes. But I think the Kings they may need another piece. De'Aaron gonna have to do what he did in this regular season, He going to have to do it next year.
I think De'Aaron is there. I think we need a nicer supporting cast. But I like Keegan Murray, our rookie Keegan Murray. Boy,
I became familiar with him this year. Yeah,
Davion Mitchell off the bench. We got some players.
Y'all got some
Trey Lyles.
Yeah, Kings got some pieces, but they need the star power.
Monk, baby.
Malik Monk is a great role player.
One of my favorite players in the league.
He's a great role player.
Oh, man.
As soon as De'Aaron learns how to show up at all the big moments, because look, Steph Curry had 50 points, but he took 38 shots.
38.
That means
gun it.
I'm shooting this motherfucker.
Gunning.
I'm gonna be see, to me, a superstar says, I'm gonna lose it or win it on my back.
Me.
Give me the ball. And look, I was telling somebody in the third quarter, it was like 7 minutes left in the third quarter. I knew that shit was over.
Yeah.
I said the Warriors just took the morale. Yeah. The Golden One Arena is quiet in a motherfucker.
Kevon Looney got all the rebounds. What about him in the middle? Killing us on the board.
He was outworking them.
Oh my God!
At the most precious time of the year for them. Like, this is the most strenuous time. This is the biggest moment of the year.
He said, and
y'all not hustling.
Points and got 20 rebounds back-to-back games on.
Yeah, and they weren't hustling like they normally do. To me, one of the things I loved about the Kings is they was a scrappy team.
Yeah, like
they got after loose balls. They played hella good together. They made the extra pass. All that small shit that really creates a winner. After the third quarter, it wasn't there no more, and they're there. And it's funny. That's another reason why I love sports, though. The body language changes. Like, sometimes you can't fake the fact that you getting your ass whipped. It's a real hooper that's gonna put all that to the side and keep on going. But they was getting their ass whipped, and it just kept on happening.
A lot of people have real good front runners. You know what I'm saying? But when you start,
there's a lot of, and that's why.
But
I'm always looking at that, though. Like, when because before I start watching a whole bunch of the Kings games earlier in the season, I peeped them, and I immediately, it was like, they hella good, but they doing it too much by committee. It's great to do it by committee, but you gotta have that dog.
But team basketball is committee.
It's not. Name the last champion who didn't have a dog.
Probably the Pistons. Detroit Pistons.
That's different. That's a different era when you can be tough. You know what I mean?
So, I'm thinking about Rasheed and Rip and Chauncey.
They was tough.
And Chauncey.
They was beating. They was
Wallace.
They was hella tough though.
Team.
They was hella tough. But they had guys that was willing to soak up that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whatever. I just want to touch on the fact that the Kings made it real far this year. Oh, and look, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of sports like I used to be. I love competition. I'll watch a game. I'm not even gonna call myself a Kings fan, just to be honest. If they playing somebody, I probably root for them, but I'm not checking the stats during the season. That's just not what I do no more.
I'm big enough fan for both of us.
That you are. Yeah. But I'm never gonna be a bandwagon fan, though. No. I'm never gonna not watch no games, and then all of a sudden, the Kings in the playoff, I got on a Light the Beam shirt.
Yeah. Come on now.
You see,
come on now.
Some of you motherfuckers just want to be a part of something.
Come on.
So bad.
A lot of people from the Bay in Sacramento nowadays. I'll tell you that much.
That want to be a part of something so bad because
Warriors.
Look, I respect a fan where your team ain't winning shit and you own it every season. You know them fans that start off the season like, hey, this the year.
Me.
This
guy. You're saying there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. Hey, we just got a new offensive lineman. Now we in the game. That kind of fan. You know what I mean? We just got the third pick.
There's 52 guys out there. We got this new guy. He gonna do it.
But see, that part, when it comes to bandwagon shit, I can respect that kind of fan. Because for that fan, when you finally win it, when you finally get far, I think that's where the emotion comes from with a fan,
right?
Because what you've been riding, a lot of you motherfuckers ain't been look, y'all like me, y'all ain't been watching hoop like that, but you in Sacramento, you see all the hoopla. Now you're bragging about how we good and checking on stats.
And I ask you a question about the team. You're like,
Light the beam?
Yeah, light it. Yeah.
But that's just how sports works. It's always a lot of bandwagon fans. Like the Warriors, man, the Warriors gained 4 million California fans over the past 7 years.
Wow. Huh? Easily.
Just Warrior jerseys everywhere.
Okay.
But see, a part of that, Jared, is just society we're trained to
love the winners.
We want to be involved with a
love
winner.
The winners.
We want to be involved with a winner.
Love the winners. That's
you got to be
the American way.
But I mean, shit. With sports, there's a scoreboard up there. That's what I tell kids. Look, if you want to not care about winning or losing, play a different sport.
Yeah.
If there's a scoreboard up there, it's winning or losing. Like we was talking about. That's why I'm happy. Certain states. We skipping topics, but whatever. Well, certain states want to get rid of participation trophies. Participation trophies. Yes. Where a lot of kids growing up, when we grew up, you played basketball, you played football, you played soccer. You got a trophy if you
won something.
If you won,
if you did something good.
First round, second round, champion. Now you get a trophy for showing up.
Not showing up. Boxes and boxes of trophies.
And I think it's Texas. Some state is going to ban participation trophies. They're going to ban them. You know what I mean? Which is a great thing because you're giving kids a false sense of skill.
Just like you later in life, right? You go to work, you expect a gift for showing up to work.
You expect to give, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't get it, you get it in your feelings.
But that's a part of this new society in general. Man. The new society in general, like everything.
I'm old.
I never thought I would start sounding old. But you know what? Happens to me? Like you can go back to goddamn the 30s, right? To now. The world in general, every proclivity we have, every ailment we have, every sickness we have, every societal abnormality that nobody likes, all that shit gets worse. Everything gets worse. And when you add technology, when you add the advent of things that are new and easy and convenient for us, it just fucks up the world, bro. Like when we look at, because when we was kids, bro, just having a VCR and 32 channels on TV, it's a different lifestyle. Yeah. These kids got Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, regular TV, a phone.
Oh my God.
You can only imagine what they're being bombarded with. So I think when technology and capitalism combines, it sends the world in a certain direction, and there's benefits to the internet, right? Like the internet, some of that shit we can't live without. Some of the new forms of technology we like, wow.
Yeah. You have a handheld computer in your hand
at all times
to your phone. And smartphones are called smartphones for a reason because they can make you smart. But a lot of people are getting way dumber, and it's separating us too. Because there are so many cliques or Facebook groups you can get into with like-minded people where you had to go search for these people or walk the streets and talk to people before.
So that's one of the good things about the internet. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then if you jump into a hate group,
you have to be stronger. Like kids, like depression in the mental health aspect of society. Sometimes I think it's a little taboo, but it's necessary, especially in our community where mental health ain't never been something we talked about. Depression ain't really never been nothing we talked about, right? These kids, so it's a good thing that we're addressing some of these ailments, but it's making young people softer. It's almost giving them something to lean on to a degree. You know what I mean? Right. But we have to look at both because, depression, trauma, a lot of the shit we've been through, we was growing up not being fashioned to talk about it. Now these young kids are, but when we look at it and we look at them, we're like, damn, some of y'all is kind of soft though.
Absolutely. There's a way of the internet, I think, that it created so many monsters. Why do you think there's so many more shootings nowadays? Because of the unprecedented access to around-the-clock violence on any form that you want to watch it on. Yeah. You can go to all these websites and just watch people get killed back to back to back to back. There's no filter on what you can watch. You know what that does to a young mind?
Well, see, I think so, but see, that's the thing. So yes, you're right. But from a parental position, you got to put everything in play. Even because, you can tell a parent this day and age, block the phone. Make sure that type of content isn't being seen. Make sure that's not being seen. That's one aspect, and that can be helpful. But my way of doing shit in 2023 is having detailed ass conversations with your kids, age appropriate conversations. But like the days of hiding shit from children, hiding how sex works, hiding how violence works, hiding how racism works, that shit's completely over. You better have a goddamn conversation with your 12-year-old, because even if you say your phone got all the blocks on it, you can't look at nothing vulgar, nothing sexual, nothing violent. His friends,
Got phones too.
all of them probably. If it ain't his friend, it's his. So that is so much about our society is ambiguous now. It's everywhere. Certain shit be everywhere. If it ain't on that phone, it's on that phone. It's gonna be on that laptop. It's gonna be. You see?
And they go what they call the iCloud, huh? It's right above us.
It's everything is right there.
That's
so
right
you better off preparing your children for this sick ass world that we live in. You know what I mean?
And protect them. Just look after them for real.
Of course.
Watch them close.
Of course.
And the level of violence, it's just crazy nowadays, y'all.
The level of violence. Yeah, definitely. So a great conversation, my boy JB. Man, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you haven't become a subscriber to the Melanated Convo podcast, you can find the podcast on the Melanated Convo on YouTube. You can find the podcast on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, all of the digital podcast platforms. You can find the show. Look, me and my brother JB having a good conversation, man.
Dude, yeah.
It's my guy. Now, next thing I want to get onto is home. We talking about Jamie Foxx, talking about the Kings. So good luck to the Kings next year, man. I'm not, just to end on that topic, I'm not the biggest sports fan like I used to be. I would prefer to go play basketball than watch it sometimes. But like JB said, the excitement winning does to a city is the shit. And we got a fairly new stadium in our city.
Beautiful.
It's in a new location. It's moved to the downtown area like most cities already been doing, right? So the nightlife surrounding the commerce, the environment around our arena is changing the city, and this isn't something we can deny. You know what I mean?
Beautiful thing. I love being a part of it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. JB, you when you were a kid, were you a Kings fan?
Absolutely. My first game I went to was Mitch Richmond playing against David Robinson. I was 12 years old at the Arc Arena, and the Kings were bad at that time. But guess who won? Mitch Richmond. Make sure our Kings won. So
I remember Mitch Richmond. Mitch Richmond was a beast.
They call him the Rock.
That boy was a beast.
6'5", felt like he was taller than that. Boy, he had game.
That's when they was wearing light blue.
Yep. Back in Reggie Theus days.
Reggie Theus, the high shorts when we sucked.
I got hooked with the Kings. I was 12, my first game.
Yeah. And everybody, our arena used to be in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It used to be in the middle of a field.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Arco Arena after a gas station. Huh?
It used to be in the middle of a field. And just to see it move to a new location, to see, because we always had diehard fans, though.
But tailgating was popping over there, boy.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
Oh, because of the structure of everything.
Because of the location.
Because of the structure of everything. Yeah. And I'm wondering, is tailgating a basketball thing? Is that a football?
It's a football thing, but you get there early enough.
Yeah,
it's a basketball thing too.
You get there,
or a concert. Believe that.
Yeah, definitely. And what are they doing with Arc Arena now, bro?
They're tearing it down and making condos.
That makes sense.
It's already gone now.
So shout out to the Sacramento Kings, family. Now, one thing I want to talk about real quick. I'm gonna show a quick video, family. In North Carolina, this teacher and the student was arrested and charged after they had a fight, right? So me and JB gonna have a conversation about, my sister Sonia Williams Lewis, who I have on the show on Thursday. She's an ex-teacher, and we have these type of conversations a lot, just about how do we fix this problem where we have young people in classrooms constantly fighting adults, right?
Ooh.
Are we blaming this on the adult? Like, should you use more decorum? Should you know it's a kid, back off, use a different tactic? Or should we go right to the kids, man, and the parents of these children, and how recognizing the fact, like me and JB were just talking about, the world itself is getting worse. And this is a black child that we're about to look at. Our community has gotten worse in certain places, just as far as the parents have gotten younger. Like crack babies have had babies who've had babies. You know what I mean? So it's been so many different things that we've had to deal with in our community. And that can affect the kid negatively, positively, because JB was mentioning how, the kid may act a certain way, but what if they go through things at home? Maybe they have things they're dealing with.
Another thing a lot of these kids are dealing with that we don't talk about enough is poverty.
Yes.
It's poverty.
Poverty is a thing.
Poverty makes you crazy. You're hungry. You ain't got no future.
Mm-hmm.
You're born into debt.
All
you
that.
know what I mean?
Everything
cycle,
matters.
man.
A new slogan that I tell myself, y'all, is everything matters. When I'm involved in a situation involving my life or my family or business or anything, everything about the situation matters. Like you have to care about every little piece of the situation to make sure you come to the proper conclusion. You feel me? So let's watch a quick video. This is in North Carolina.
Breaking stories right off the top at 5 o'clock. A student and substitute teacher both facing assault charges in this fight caught on camera. It happened on Monday at Rocky Mount High School. The video indicating the fight was over a cell phone. No one was seriously hurt. Police say the student was charged with simple assault via juvenile petition. The substitute teacher, Xaviera Steele, is also charged with simple assault. She received a written promise to appear in court and was released.
Sorry about that, family. So we talking about a video we just watched of a teacher and a student in North Carolina fighting, right? So I was asking my brother JB, when you look at our society now, and those are two black people that we just looked at, what are some of the reasons you think? Like what would make a young person even want to fight an adult like that?
I'll give you an example of something I witnessed when I was in school. DeAndre was a friend. He was a hood. He was gangster. And then we had a lunch man. I forget his name. And he was so scared. DeAndre put his hands on anybody. But DeAndre's mom was a dope fiend. He didn't have a lot going on. His life was kind of rough. So he took it out on other people when he came to school. An adult, he didn't care who it was. You know what I'm saying? He was so, strong. Like kids really couldn't deal with him anyway. That was his situation. Another situation was, my mom having we were receiving home for foster children.
Oh, your mom?
Taking kids in.
Receiving home for foster. Got it.
Taking kids in. And some of the things that they went through was because of some of the traumas, molestation, or people abusing them. So then they would go to school and act out and take it out on whoever they felt needed that. Another reason is poverty. See kids with no money go to school and somebody tells them something they don't want to hear, they lose their mind because they know they ain't going back to nothing. So a lot of times it's not just a bad kid. This kid is going through some traumas, and I don't want to make no excuses for no badass kids. If you put your hands on adults over a cell phone that you shouldn't have had out anyway, and then you do have it out, put it on the table, you still gonna get away with it. So you don't gotta be disrespectful to that teacher, But putting your hands on an adult, if you do that as a student and you get your ass whooped, that's your fault.
And look, so looking at that video, everybody, we just played a video of looked like high school young girl fighting a substitute
15,
teacher.
16-year-old,
fighting a substitute teacher. They was teeing off, like Jared said. It looked like in the video, the teacher had the phone. The kid slapped the phone out of her hand or something and swung at her. It looked like the kid could have made the first move. So it's two sides to it. Like JB is saying, yes, let's speak to the trauma that goes on in our community. So if you a young person going to school and your mama on drugs, there isn't a lot of stability. The nutrition or the food that y'all eat ain't proper. There's no structure in the home, right? Daddy, mama issues, all of this shit plays a part in the product we see as a young person. So to me, this lends itself to the importance of parenting then. Like, sometimes a kid will find themselves in a situation where they're in foster home, they've been molested, all these traumas go on, but as adults, I think that shit starts, Jared, with us saying, okay, before I have children, I'm going to get myself right. I'm going to think, goddamn, I'm going to think before I have children. Like, man, look, other countries, your ass ain't having more than 2 and 3 kids. Like, they putting a limit on even how you can procreate. I'm not saying we should go that far, but something has to happen.
The checks and balance system is out of whack.
The checks and balance system is out of whack. We got way too many young people in America that don't got an adult that give a fuck about them. Let's keep it real. We got
and then they have a child who they don't give a fuck.
Look, the cycle just continues because nobody knows it's a cycle. Everybody just on a hamster wheel. And this is we speaking about, that was a video with 2 black folks, but we speaking about every race, just to be honest, in America. Right. I've seen every race have parents who know, or adults who know goddamn well I shouldn't be having a baby. Based on my mentality, based on my financial status, based on my well-being, based on my mental capacity. We have a lot of adults who, based on their past and their history, they ain't right. And what do? To make matters worse, right? They can't get their life together. No, and this is, I'm going worst case scenario, but this is some real shit. Can't keep a job, don't have structure in their life, can't keep a home, can't keep a relationship, don't know who they are. But to make matters worse, you have a baby?
Because you want somebody to love you unconditionally.
Whoa, come on now, JB.
Because you want somebody to love you unconditionally.
Come on now.
As soon as that baby gets to a certain age, starts to think for itself,
get the hell out of
here. Be sick of that child.
Hey, like, shit, JB, man.
You couldn't talk. I loved your ass. Now you can think for yourself. I don't know about
now you like your shiftless ass daddy. Come on now.
Now you talking back. I said I'm hungry.
Hey,
what do you mean?
Look, I haven't been in other communities to witness how they deal with their trauma. But that was some real shit JB just said. In our community, young women who didn't get love in the house from mama, daddy may not be there, nobody paying attention to them. A baby is finally somebody that's gonna love
completely dependent on her. And then our young black men in the community, oh man, I didn't get enough love from my mom and dad. Well, let me have a couple kids. They're gonna look at me, daddy, they're gonna look at me like I'm just a business. But then when I have to provide for these children, I gotta find a way to distance myself. And then before you know it, you got another broken home, you got another situation where this kid is searching for somebody. And they find not him, they find something or someone to take advantage of that void.
So broken people who haven't come to the necessary resolve about their childhood or things that have happened to them, it's my opinion that maybe they shouldn't have children yet. Because if you're dealing with trauma that you haven't healed, you're going to pass that shit on, family. I've seen it way too often. So yeah, we don't like these videos of kids fighting teachers. Yeah, we don't like all these young niggas in the street shooting each other. Yeah, we don't like this hip hop music where we get young men glorifying the worst parts of our society over a jamming ass beat, right? We don't like some of the shit we see in our community, but if we take a step back, because look, my shit, Melanated Convo, I'm on white supremacy, racism, disenfranchisement. I'll be on that shit. I'll be on white supremacists' head. Like, we're going to talk about the people who've contributed to us being in the position we in today. I'm never going to take that off the table. However, personal accountability, JB, is important.
Just because you get forced into the basement, you got to stay there.
You have to start. This is why we have conversations like this. We talk about everything going on in our community. I talk about history. I'm trying to wake your game up so you can say, look, this is a bumpy ass road that America has created for me. Potholes, stormy fronts, animals all on the road. How can I navigate it?
How can I do it?
How can I navigate around the potholes to still try my best to put myself in a position where my family can be happy, without letting racism in this system negatively affect your spirit? Because to me, if you're not aware of how we've been treated and how we're still treated today, you may find yourself in a situation where you get ambushed by somebody white. Whether it be in a public setting, whether it be in business, whether it be in a relationship, and all of a sudden you look it down on yourself.
Exactly right. You're right about that. We do need to get to our girl though, about BREONNA.
Yo, we're getting there right now.
Okay. And also too though, if y'all wanted to donate to the show, you can Cash App us at $melanatedfathers100 at PayPal.
No, Cash App is Melanated Fathers 100. I never do that, JB. Thank you. Cash App, if you want to donate to the show, and help us out, help support what we're doing, the Cash App is Melanated Fathers 100. If you got PayPal is paypal.me/BREONNA. /melanated fathers.
There
You
we
feel
go.
me?
There we
So
go.
that was a quick conversation about everything we got going on in our community. And it's always interesting to me, JB, because it's always so many different sides of that coin, right? Because that teacher could have handled things differently, possibly. But if somebody hits you, what you gonna do?
From the video, I think it was so super justified. She protected herself.
What you gonna do?
That little girl was wrong. And after class, you get your phone back anyway.
You get your phone back anyway.
I mean?
So it starts. So charity starts in the home. So yes, the societal ills, the adults who are irresponsible, sure. But as parents, this is one of the reasons we talk about the situations with kids in schools. Dig into what your kids is doing, man.
It's also unfair to put so much on these teachers who ain't getting paid nothing either.
Ain't getting paid nothing.
Let's try to take care of these kids before they get out there. So they got
too often we send our kids to school to be raised.
Come on now.
That's not how it works.
That's not the teacher's job. They're to teach.
They're there to teach you, not raise. Not your teacher shouldn't have to go through hella disciplinary measures with your child. It's 24 kids in the class. Your child is disturbing the class. Now that 42 minutes get cut down to 32 minutes. They don't have enough time or resources to properly facilitate the learning process when it's a badass kid in the class. So if you're not going to homeschool your kid, then you need to be on top of their attitude. See what's going on with them. Why are they mad today? Did they eat breakfast, JB? Did they brush their teeth today? Did you talk to them when they came home from school? We all fall into moments where maybe we're not as attentive to our children because of certain things. But know that you're not at the moment. No, you got to check in with the school. No, you got to show involvement, because I've learned from Dylan, being a father of 5, I've learned with certain children are self-starters. He's going to get A's and B's just because he wants to. Certain kids need a little push. Certain kids, you gotta show them you're invested in their education. Then they'll be more invested in their education.
My driving force was I didn't want to be called stupid. So I said, you know what? Let me make sure I graduate, do my schoolwork. You know, this is what I can do to show I got some smarts. You know, that was my own badge of honor. That nobody can call me stupid. I'm gonna do this on my own. And so I mean, everything matters. Like I said, the school system, the underfunded situation and reality of public schools in America, like how disenfranchised communities are just underfunded. The road just fucked up. Everything looks different when you go to somewhere poor. Oh my God! Right? This is on the street. This is a reality. But your house, once you close your door, you make the rules. That's your little country. You can make the rules. You can determine how they view life. You can determine what they read, how they view the outside world. That part's on you. You feel me? Now, next story before me and my brother JB get out of here, man. Again, go to Melanated Convo. Go to the Melanated Convo 100 at Instagram. If you want to buy some of the shirts, subscribe to the Melanated Convo on YouTube. We on all the digital platforms as well. JB, let's go. Now, Breonna Taylor was a polarizing figure in our community because she was a prime example of our continued struggle with the race with race patrol. You know what I mean? With the police system here in America. Breonna Taylor was another prime example of police officers in America can do whatever the fuck they want, especially to disenfranchise people. And, you know, jail time or any type of punishment really won't be the end goal. You know what I mean? She was a prime example of that. But also what happens a lot when these cops get fired, when they get put on furlough or desk duty, whatever the case may be. Excuse me, right? They get put on leave. A lot of times they'll get fired when a situation happens and then they'll get rehired. So in the Breonna Taylor case that happened a few years ago, one of the officers, Miles Cosgrove, Miles Cosgrove was hired at a police station in Kentucky. Now, he was hired as a deputy, right? So this is higher than just a regular police officer. So the only reason why I'm bringing this up, because again, he wasn't charged. He didn't go to jail, to my understanding. He's been hired, and he has a new job now after killing our sister. So this goes to show that a lot of times these folks, JB, we see them in incidents where they harm our people, and it's polarizing, and the news care about it, and we care about it. They let shit calm down. They end up getting a new job. It's cop murder migration.
cop murder migration. I like that.
That's what they do. And they get away. And it only happens to disenfranchised communities. And nobody, now you telling me, how is it that somebody can do that to somebody and walk away and go, and that's like a medical malpractice with a doctor, right?
Yeah.
Doctor killed somebody, right?
And then get another job.
And the doctor gets another job down the street.
God damn, that's a good malpractice is what they call it.
That's what they call it. Medical malpractice. When
you are doing a heart surgery and it goes terribly wrong.
Yeah.
But let's say let's add a little more to it. It was your fault. You was a little drunk.
You was drunk and high.
You was drunk and they knew it. They're gonna fire you.
Yeah.
But how irresponsible would the medical center down the street be to hire your ass?
Come on now.
You see what I'm saying?
But look at the job. You see that? Look at the job somebody's asked to do. But look at the caring that doesn't go into the community you're serving.
Yeah. This is all a big, and the police injustice in our community, JB. This is something that we can never stop talking about because in the South, the slave patrols, which was the creation of the police departments in the South, this is how the South began policing. Policing wasn't a thing. They didn't police white folks like that. They kind of went around and, made sure everybody was cool. It wasn't no gun and get on the ground, no nothing. Slave patrols, we got to running away from plantations, and they told us, hey, look, when you run or when you're just away from your master, you gotta have a card. I forgot what they call it. You gotta have some kind of ID.
Manumission? No,
that's not it. No. You gotta have a card. You gotta have something, and then they would ask you where you're from. You gotta show them that's my master. This how long I'm supposed to be gone, right? If you didn't have it, they'd whoop your ass, sometimes kill you. Sometimes if you had it, they treated you the same way. But the patrolling of citizens in America was popularized in the South
and created to police black bodies.
And it further went in other parts of the country, the North and the West, and it took on different shapes.
And then think about what they did at that morphed into with the sharecropping and Jim Crow too.
Yeah.
That all of that was oppressive as hell for us.
Yeah. So people will make the argument that policing didn't come from slave patrols. In the South, it did. In the South started and it morphed into different forms in the North, in the West, just based on how everything was set up.
The facts, y'all.
The idea about policing came from keeping us in our place, and it's pretty fucking ironic that today it's the same way.
This upstanding, beautiful young lady is gone now, taken from us so soon.
Mm-hmm.
And all she did was mind her own business, and they kicked her door and shot this girl. This man gets moved down the street and keeps his job. What other profession can you do this in, y'all?
No, and all the hoopla surrounding and all the lying. This is another thing about policing and why it's just so hard to trust all police departments. Yeah, there may be some good apples, but if you know some foul shit going on and you don't say nothing, you just like everybody else. But they do so much to cover shit up. It's always a long investigation where so many people involved. They make sure they soften the blow. They do some fuck shit when somebody's actually dead. So when we look at Crips and Bloods and Norteños and goddamn MS-13, name the big, the mafia, name the big American gang. None of these gangs ain't got shit on the police.
Not nothing, not near name. And look how much money they have.
Yeah, and police, you see, it's
unions.
Policing is big business though, because the unions in some of these police unions is 500,000 people, 900,000. So if you're a politician and you want our vote, look, we got a big block of 500,000 motherfuckers. You better do what we say.
And they're hiring 20,000 between cops and correctional officers in California.
Mm-hmm.
20,000 more. And they got all the money they need to hire you guys or whoever wants to work there.
Yeah,
they got all the bread, but it's always certain
slave catching.
You see what I'm saying?
You want to be a slave catcher?
Come on, man.
You want to be a breeder?
They got a big budget, boy.
Have you in a prisons? You know what I mean? And I don't knock nobody with a pure heart who wants to be a cop or correctional officer.
Not at all.
I don't knock you for that.
We come to protect and really serve. I got respect for you.
We got a homeboy who a correctional officer, but the thing about it is, you can't be an asshole. Like too many people get into small positions of power and love to flex that shit.
Yep.
Correctional officer, cop, teacher, manager at McDonald's or Starbucks.
A lot of y'all didn't have it good coming up. Y'all might have been some suckers. You might have got pumped. You might have had it bad.
Yeah.
And then you got a chance to get a little bit of authority. Same with some of these military boys too.
Yes.
Boy. But see, the military, they do their dirt outside of the country.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? the cops doing it in the dirt to its citizens,
to actual citizens,
to actual tax-paying citizens.
And if your job is to protect and serve, do that. And in my opinion, that's not your actual job. Your job is to protect and serve white communities. Your job is to drive around white communities and make sure they're safe. Because, and it's a thing.
And we get policed and harassed, and they get protected.
When growing up in my neighborhood, I felt the negative presence of police. Like it's a lot of black people in a concentrated area.
A looming cloud.
When my brothers and the different individuals around my community was walking around, or when shit used to happen, I'm watching as a 7, 8, 9-year-old, the cops treated them like shit, like all out shit. Like, and I would always think, why are they so rude? Like, why are they so mean? Why are they checking their pockets? Why are they stopping them, putting them in handcuffs, like just fucking with them? You know what I mean? Now, once I moved out of the hood, I've had some negative interactions with cops, but I've had some good ones too. See? So some of that led me to believe, yeah, sometime it don't matter where you at. If you're a certain type of black male figure, if you got a bad cop that day, he'll fuck with you. Mm-hmm. But it also made me realize, JB, they be just fucking with our communities.
And they copied the manuscripts from the Nazis to create ghettos.
Very much so.
So, I mean, let's just think about that for a second too.
Yeah.
So where you live at is a designed rat hole. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Depending on what ghetto you're in. And like you said, you go from this part of the city, pristine streets, beautiful fences, nice houses, swimming pools.
All that shit.
You hit a couple corners. You got people begging. You got trash everywhere. You got stray dogs.
And that's not to me, that's never by happenstance, man. When I go to certain communities, that just the whole
your
vibe,
zip code, y'all, your zip code.
Yeah, the whole vibe is different. I don't see cops every other block.
No.
You know what I mean? If you see a cop around there, they come in to shut some shit down. Right. For real. I live in a part of town now, like the outskirts of the city that I grew up in. And in my personal neighborhood, I see a police officer once every like 12 fucking days. Like I've been here 11 years. I've seen a cop in my subdivision maybe twice. And when I see him, I'm like, damn, what is there a police officer doing over here?
And if you went down you go to the block about a mile and a half.
They everywhere.
Hey, down the street, bro. I'm telling you, they ain't go far.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So this is always going to be a problem until we, as black folks, begin to try to do something. So everything, look, you can protest it, you can speak about it, you can try to vote in the right elected officials that'll help it, but ignoring it, acting like it don't happen, acting like it can't happen to you, acting like you didn't made enough money or didn't kissed enough ass or whatever you think you did, that now you're not going to have those kind of problems. Doesn't really happen like that. You know what I mean? A lot of prominent black people have felt like, you know what, I'm beyond white supremacy now, based on my bank account.
Yeah, it's like a shadow.
Yeah.
It follows you. White supremacy follows you in this country.
Yeah.
It's a shadow. It's
so
hard to get.
I think that's why I appreciate the black folks who address it head on, who say, hey, elephant in the room, I'm here. This is what I'm doing. I love my people. Because see, you ain't got to be you ain't got to be in the black pride and black revolutionism for some shit to happen to you.
Right.
You can be a coon.
Yeah.
You can be a motherfucker who act like white ice is colder.
That new Republican governor, that black governor. Have you heard him yet?
I heard.
My gosh, dude. He's blaming us. He's blaming black people for reparations. He said, if anybody owes, we owe.
I seen that on Breakfast Club.
Ruckus point. To your Uncle Ruckus
point. Yeah.
Like, we got to talk about him in another show.
I seen that on Breakfast Club where North Carolina, the guy who's running for governor,
that part
said that.
That's why I seen that.
We don't get owed reparations. We're not owed reparations for slavery, Jim Crow, civil rights.
Because somebody got
redlining.
Beat. So our people that got beat for us, we can't benefit off our family's blood. Like, so you're saying you're not.
What he said make no sense. He's trying to say, look, in the 60s, we was getting hit with water hoses. We was on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. We were marching and protesting.
Right.
Because we went through that, we're owed
nothing.
But we owe because I think that black man, he's in North Carolina where I think more than half the people are white. He's a Republican.
Yeah.
He's playing to his constituency.
You see how he was talking? Oh my.
You see what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why I don't really fuck with politics like that. I try my best to stay informed about it. But when you see individuals like that, you say, okay,
he sound like
we're due.
He sound like an educated Herschel Walker.
That's what And that's a fact. You see what I'm saying?
We did.
So it makes it difficult for me to take some political forum series or serious when you have those kind of individuals. You know what I mean?
No parts of him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So thank you everybody for tuning into a brand new episode of the Melanated Convo podcast. Man, it's your brother Harrison, my brother JB Jarrett. I'll be back Thursday.
Much love, y'all.
With my sister Sonia. Please, like I said, don't forget to hit that like button. Share the podcast. We on all the digital platforms.
Grab me some t-shirts.
Buy the shirt. Melanated Convo 100 is my Instagram. DM me if you want one of the shirts. I'll ship it to you. If you in Sacramento, I'll bring it to you. This is your brother Harrison, man. Melanated Convo podcast. We out.